What's the vibe been at Taverne Tour so far?
I feel hyped.
No, stoked to play.
I'm just like, what's up? Alter ego.
Hopefully Vic can get some people to mosh.
I don't think I need to try that hard in Montreal.
Yeah, Montreal's
really good.
Montreal is
really
the crowd to play with.
Yeah.
What do you think about Montreal makes it different?
People are freaks in Montreal.
Maybe
when it comes to music, people are fucking ready to party.
Mm-hmm.
Montreal's music scene is back in full force after the challenging pandemic years. In February, the annual Taverne Tour returned after a pandemic pause. It's a music festival meant to bring together big and small acts alike in cozy venues all within walking distance. I caught up with some of the bands to see what it's been like getting back into performing.
Can you all introduce yourself? Say we are...
We practice
in unison?
Yeah, in unison.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We are Gwen.
Whoa, that was so good.
That was good.
I met up with Gwen, who came from Toronto to Montreal. We met in the basement of Le Ministère in their green room before the show.
My name is Richard. I play at synth.
I'm Simon, and I play drums.
I'm John, I play guitar and sing.
I'm Vic, I play bass and sing or yell.
And what do you hope to get out of the festival?
Meet new people. People come to our show, but mostly to have fun.
Yeah, make friends.
Have fun, make
friends.
Yeah.
Play music.
Play music.
Yeah,
Play music.
Right.
Mostly to have fun.
Right, that's
Get
the big
attention.
one.
With friends.
Welcome to Also Cool Sounds Like, where we feature the stories and creative journeys of musicians in and around Montreal. We're having conversations about where their inspiration comes from, what keeps them going, and what navigating the music industry is like today. I'm your host, Aviva Lessard, and in this very special episode, produced with support from Mothland, we'll be speaking with some of the artists who performed at Taverne Tour this year to hear all about what it means to be a musician in this day and age.
Okay, we're recording.
We're recording without the boom. So here we are before the show.
Yeah, we're still 15 minutes out from the show.
10 minutes.
10 minutes out from the show. And you know Montreal, nothing's really on time.
I think it might be on time.
But I mean, the people aren't going to be on time.
No.
Festival vibes. There's a bar. A lot of people wearing black and hoodies.
Yeah, I got my toque on. Everyone else has got their toque on, ready to mosh.
I wasn't allowed to keep my coat, but I kept it anyway.
Yeah, Aviva's a little criminal.
And now I'm not allowed taking it off. This is not going to go into the podcast, but...
I hope it does.
Taverne Tour is produced and promoted by Mothland, a Montreal-based label that represents artists across Canada. I caught up with two of the Moths, Phil LaRocque and Marie-Line Lacombe, to discuss the inspiration behind the festival.
I'm Phil, and I do a lot of stuff. We pick the bands together. Like, Mothland is a bit of a hive mind, so I do like PR for the festivals.
Cool, I'm Marilyn. I'm the director, if you want, at Mothland, also called the zookeeper by affiliate. So I also direct the programmation of Taverne Tour.
Tell me what Mothland is.
Mothland is many things. We're a label. We are artist managers, so a few artists in management. We are promoters, so through Distortion and Addiction, we promote shows in Montreal. We're two festivals, one called Distortion and Taverne Tour, of course.
And tell me briefly what Taverne Tour is.
So it's the 6th edition. The idea when we created first was really to bring something in the middle of dead winter, because there was really not a lot happening for the artists, for the bands, for even the technician, everybody working in the cultural industry. It's a very dead period of the year. So we were let's bring something really festive, really dynamic in the middle of February in the form of a music festival. And it started really small. It was 8 bars, 8 shows, the first year. And now we're down to over 80 shows.
Oh my God.
So it grew year after years. And I think the idea also, it's really a collaboration with the local businesses. So we are bring shows in unconventional setups. So there's a lot of shows in small bar taverns, even shop or restaurants. So we really want to bring this collaboration with all the neighborhood in Plateau Mont-Royal and just bring an event that's going to benefit to the whole community. Yeah.
One of the youngest acts who performed at Taverne Tour this year was No Waves, a 3-piece emo punk band from Montreal. I sat down with them for tea about a week before their show at Le Ministère.
Hi, my name is Sai. I'm the bassist of No Waves.
I'm Sam, and I play drums and I sing.
I'm Angel, and I play guitar and I also sing.
We are No Waves, and we make music, is what I would say.
Marilyn and Phil have known No Waves since they earnestly started breaking into the live music scene, while the band was still in high school.
We booked, I think it was their first show. They opened for Crab, for an album launch of Crab. They basically DM'd the singer of Crab. They were like, how do we do a show? Like, they were totally
They're like high school, 16 years old.
Yeah, I think they
like,
ditched school
kids.
to soundcheck.
Yeah, super cute.
Yeah, it was really silly. Like, we had to do the venue all age. It was like an art gallery. It was not like in a bar. It was pretty fun. So we've been following them since that. We saw like the little outdoor shows they were doing.
Yeah, I think they really represent sort of the new wave of bands that we see in Montreal right now.
Don't touch anyone that doesn't want to be touched. Respect each other. So if someone calls, pick them up. And don't be a fucking asshole. Don't be a tough guy.
Though they're young, Taverne Tour isn't No Wave's first festival. They played Festival de Musique Émergente Éphémère in the summer of 2022, and were a part of M for Montreal the following fall. I asked them what they like about playing music festivals.
I think festivals are fun because they're not super stressful. Because most people they don't know you, or there's not really like expectations, so you can just have fun.
No one knows you, but you want to give a good first impression. I remember in FMR, like I was really stressed out. I was like, I have to play really good, you know. They came in here for a reason, so in a way, it's like kind of just pressure. I want to give them a good show.
But festivals are fun. I really like doing showcases and the whole like environment of walking around and seeing a lot of bands and new music.
South by Southwest next year, looking at you. Get at us.
Youthful charm of emerging acts is not the only thing drawing concertgoers to Taverne Tour shows. Marilyn and Phil explained how the festival also relies on a certain level of nostalgia by booking acts that have been around for a long time but may not be top of mind these days.
The little thing we love to do with Taverne Tour is like bring back acts that were like kind of bigger in the early 2000s but are still like producing great music, and they're not like
they're still relevant, you know.
They're
like
still relevant, and it's like fun to see them in like small venues, you know, like I think they played Metropolis last time. Now we're doing like La Tulipe, or like we did Dear Oof a couple of years ago. We used to play like way bigger venue, and we did at Sal Rosas. It's really special since it's like a winter indoor festival to do like kind of intimate
cozy
shows. Cozy shows.
Yeah, and I think that it's part of the DNA of the event is really to bring acts that you would usually see in like a bigger venues in a much more intimate like setup. For instance, like Chille Sauvage, their last show was sold out in Metropolis, and they're playing Lesco, which is like a tiny basement.
Yeah.
So I think it's really part of creating those really unique and special moments between the public and the artist, because you get like a proximity that you wouldn't get usually, and I think it makes it really special.
Frankie Rose is an American musician with a decades-long career, whose tours have brought her to Montreal several times over the years. I caught up with Frankie as she was getting into the zone before her soundcheck at Casa del Popolo. Her band was trucking in instruments and equipment onto the stage behind us.
I'm Frankie Rose from Brooklyn, New York.
And what kind of music do you make?
I think it's more in the new wave category these days, for sure. Or like synth poppy. But like for a long time, I keep getting categorized as like indie rock, but I don't really feel that, to be honest with you.
Looking back, when you first got started, let's say in music,
22 years ago. That's how old I am. Yeah.
Did you have any anticipations, or did you think that the industry would be like how you are experiencing it now? Did you have any? Put yourself back then. What did you think it would be like?
I didn't have any like illusions about. I mean, I think it's so different now. Like because I was born in '79. Oh my God, I'm 44. It's like I was just in punk bands, and we didn't have cell phones. We went on tour and we were like calling from payphones. Like we had atlases in the car. It's just it really was only about community. It really was. Like we would go on tours of just other punk houses all around the country, and so there was the idea of industry for me wasn't a thing. It was just like I was just like a girl in a punk band, like just going on tour, like real dirtbag style. And then it sort of became something where like I would say like my first band, like maybe that's when it became like, oh, people are gonna pay me to do this, like, and that was like mind blowing. But I'm not gonna lie, it's not a sustainable thing. It really is not. For like, I've never like been able to just call music my only job. You're either doing real well or you're like, working on an ice cream truck or something. It's like very not glamorous. Unless, of course, you have rich parents, and then forget it. Forget everything that I'm saying right now. It's probably completely magical the whole time. So that's the truth, though.
I asked Gwen how they felt about making money with their music. And while they hope their act will be the only thing that sustains them one day, they say it's hard sometimes to turn a profit, especially at first. What stage would you say you're at in terms of from 0 to 10 is like all your bills are paid, maybe you have a mansion?
1.6?
1.6. Not even.
Negative? Yeah. Maybe like we break even, which is good.
Sometimes.
We're almost breaking even.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe solid 2?
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you with support from Mothland. More than just an agency, Mothland is an extra-dimensional space, a frame of mind. But even more so, a tight-knit family sharing new sounds, colors, and textures through multiple art forms and unique events. The collective also provides visionary artists in the psychedelic, experimental, and art pop genres with an alternative label. To learn more about Mothland artists and events, visit mothland.com. Taverne Tour came into existence at a pivotal moment in the music industry. Streaming services like Spotify were already altering the landscape of profit generation when it first began. But the arrival of the pandemic interrupted the live music scene. There became a new push for artists to try to go viral and get more followers in order to get popular in the real world. I talked with Phil and Maridine about how they felt the music industry has changed and how it has affected how people discover music.
I think booking a tour, for instance, without internet must have been quite like the ordeal. Yeah. So I think like the tools of internet really allows bands like to like share contacts and then develop like more of a network in terms of touring, and which is like I think really important to grow as a band. So I think that's one like major thing. Like sometimes I'm reading books about like, like bio of old bands saying that they were exchanging pieces of papers to like know who was booking, and they would like mail their tape and wait for the mail to arrive and then maybe get an answer by mail.
I've heard Black Flag play there. Maybe we can go and sleep on the guy's couch.
So I think like there's a whole network of like indie promoters that you can reach out through the internet. So I think that's pretty cool.
Like the other side of it would be like we're so saturated too with like everything that's like everybody can do their own thing on the internet that I feel like the word of mouth is kind of coming back to, because sometimes I'm just like fed like by media, Facebook posts or whatever, like so many new acts, new songs, and if my buddy tells me like listen to this, I'll trust that more than the hypest thing that's coming out that like I just am force feed by the industry sometimes. So I feel like it's kind of like a circling back to like the DIY ethos of like the word of mouth from the 80s. Yeah, they're like force feeding you that you need to like do shorter songs and more songs on your album, because that's why like that's what the algorithm really loves, and get on these playlists, and like you really need to be a product now. Like I don't feel like people in the 90s would see themselves as a brand.
Phil also pointed out that even though the internet has shifted many things, it was also not unheard of to have a recognizable brand before artists were promoting themselves with websites and social media.
I get that, like, some people were doing it, like David Bowie, by example. He has, like, this whole world, like, around him, and, like, he was always thinking like that in a way, but, like, now it's, like, everybody has to do it. Like, it's mandatory to create your new universe and content, and that can be, like, challenging to some artists, and, like, just always be present, you know, like, I feel like before you could just release an album, wait for 4 years, release another one, be mysterious, like, have one press shot, and that was it. You have, like, a whole year.
Frankie how she felt this kind of branded promotion had changed over the course of her career.
Yeah, it's the words would never even escape my lips. Like, that's something that's very, like, within the last 10 years, it's all about your own personal brand, and, like, everyone having their own, like, megaphone. So I gotta say, I think it's my weak point. I don't want to see pictures of myself. Like, I don't take pictures. I don't post enough. Like, I totally fail on that front.
Is there anyone pushing you to do it?
Yeah, but, like, I just can't. Like, I'm not going to talk to the camera. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not. Like, I'm okay in this scenario, but I'm not going to be, like, in front of the camera on TikTok, like, hey, guys, like, the funny thing about breakfast is, like, I'm not going to, like, do that. Like,
you're not going to do a TikTok dance?
No, I can't. I know. I can't even barely even be in my own music videos. It really stresses me out.
Like TikTok and stuff like that, you know, like how kind of during the pandemic people could use TikTok and like the internet to do shit like that. Like we were talking about how it's almost more necessary, it feels more necessary, and there's a little bit of pressure, but that's just like anything, like businesses and stuff like that too. Like you're trying to make soap and you're like, hey, so here's my, like, you know, you have to make everything
you have to adapt to the
trendy stuff.
Yeah, you have to adapt. You
climate.
have to adapt to the climate that you're working within.
Phil and Marilyn pointed out that tracking online popularity still doesn't necessarily measure how popular a band is.
Sometimes you get pitched like an act and you're just like, hey, we're going to give them a chance, and they cannot fill this venue in their own city. And you're like, well, you have like so many big numbers on internet. Why come like no one is following you in your hometown? And we have other acts that are like not huge on like
at all,
these platforms because their music is not.
But then they will like have great results in shows, and people are going to actually come to see their shows. So for me, it's like this is way more important to have your audience, your public engage with you, coming to your shows, buying merch, than having a million passive listeners. So, obviously, like people are talking a lot about like, oh, like streaming is big and blah blah. But for me, like to really judge what's the engagement of the audience with a band, it's really when there's a show that you see it, because like plays on Spotify and Apple Music are mostly triggered by algorithm playlists, which means that people are not actually necessarily listening or engaging, or it's a passive.
It's easy to see as promoter
state of listening.
Not only is Spotify a passive form of entertainment, as Marilyn said, streaming play numbers needs to be incredibly high for musicians to turn any sort of profit.
They really screwed us, man. Like, if this was the 90s, I have like 7 records. I'd probably be making at least a teacher's salary or something.
Yeah. If people were continuing to buy it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't like, streaming, I don't even know what we get, like a quarter of a cent or some crazy thing.
For one stream.
It's bananas.
What do you think is the best way to support musicians? Like, I know the Spotify situation is not so great. There's the record sales. Like, what do you say to people? Like, what's the best way to support you?
Buy merch. Come to the shows. Like, honestly, like, pay and come to the shows.
Buy merch. Buy merch. Buy records. Go to see their shows. Because unless you're signed to, like, fucking, I don't know, Atlantic Records or fucking whoever. Unless someone's pumping them full of money, they're not going to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. And there's bands that are, 10 times as popular as us that are still can't make fucking ends meet.
Yeah, just the
doing
sales. Just that's all you need.
People with almost
You
a
get on the
million.
Spotify
Yeah,
playlist.
people that are over even that, like people that are like 1 million listeners on Spotify are still making fuck all. And like that's a lot of the time what people will look at to judge your popularity, to judge to book you. People will go on Spotify. Yeah, it's stupid.
All right.
Do you have hope for like the Canadian music industry? Do you see people who you feel are making a go of it, or do you just think it's impossible to make money off of it?
No, I think there's definitely people that are doing it.
Yeah, the scene here seems to be it's really exciting. Everybody's doing cool stuff and always getting better and trying to do cooler, bigger shows. I think it's very viable to be a musician, especially like in Canada, because there's a lot of grants that especially if in Quebec, if you're like a French artist, you can like literally just live off like touring Quebec. Yeah. But we're an English band. We can still get some grants, but I think we're in a good place to do music.
The province of Quebec allocates money for grants for francophone musicians. Despite the emphasis on French, Montreal is still a bilingual hub for musicians, with many Anglos and Francos from around the world coming to Montreal to make it their home.
Well, I think outside of Montreal, I don't see that dynamic much. Like, I don't know that if it exists. I feel like it's really like Francophone, Québécois music, and I don't see anything else outside of Montreal. But like, if you want to put it like on a country scale, we were lucky in Canada because there was a lot of funding for artists and like cultural workers and companies. So like, I mean, talking with the artists that we work with, I think we were on the financial level really able to get everyone to go through like the storm that pandemic was. But then now you end up in 2023 and a lot of this financial aid is like not renewed by the government, so like you're like, oh, okay. And then also like CBC3, which was a huge source of incomes for artists, was just like they just like pulled the plug off like in October without any alerts or anything. Nobody saw it coming.
CBC Radio 3 is a satellite radio station which plays only Canadian artists, which has been a unique revenue stream for musicians since its inception. Up until the end of 2022, CBC3 was also available on Sirius XM, which opened up the platform to an even wider audience. CBC Listen still plays CBC3. I asked Gwen if they were affected by this downsizing. I know, for example, like some musicians were saying this Sirius XM, like that radio station's going to be stopping, and like
that's right.
so they're kind of panicking a little bit. Or
I mean, that was just in time for us to release something. We were like, yeah, we're going to get money from this, and then it was like, nope, you're not.
But yeah, that sucks. They cut funding for labels, bands, tons of people.
Yeah. I mean, like Canadian grants are good though. Like it's better than it could be. Like better than in the States. Like you don't really get grants.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the next question, but like in terms of the sustainability and it being a career, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm also an American, so just feel bad for me for like every reason, pretty much. I think that if you're French or possibly even Canadian, like you might have a different experience of it because you're so supported. Like you have grants and like the fact that like that your government even like can like put money towards something like a festival happening is like, oh my God, you're so lucky actually. The fact that your artists get played on the radio here. Like everything in my country is just like it's about the dollar bill, and it's not a meritocracy in any way, shape, or form. So when I say if you're an American, like you should definitely follow your dreams and become a musician. Like maybe not unless you have like a solid other way of making money, or like I don't know. It's not very glamorous to say that, I guess, but you know people didn't used to say that at all. It was like a hush hush kind of a like silently suffering kind of a thing. But I think like we're in the age where we need to people are a lot more aware too, of like how things actually are. Would I trade it given my situation? Like I don't know if I would. It's like really what I love to do. So like I pay the price a lot, but then I get to go on tour and it's awesome. So
what are the biggest challenges
facing musicians today and the musicians you work with?
Mental health is a huge issue for so many artists, and there's no like, it's really hard to find like resources. Like the people that we work with, like we try to like help them finding those resources, but it's definitely not enough, and it's not super accessible. I think like it's really hard to just say I'm going to be an artist and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to do anything else, which is like the way that you can be the most creative and you can really like push your arts to its limits.
And yeah, what do you think is something people don't normally think about when it comes to being a musician?
What do people not think about? I don't know what they think about it, actually. Like, I think that the people do have illusions that it's like people just sit around and like play music all day, and like it's not. I don't know. I think that's. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like a hard route, and it's never consistent. So.
And then why do you do it?
Because I love it. It's actually the only thing I'm good at.
What is something that people don't normally think about when it comes to being a musician?
All the time you have to spend with these people.
Yeah, for sure.
What are you going to feel when you get up on stage in an hour?
Fear.
Anxiety.
Did I drink too many Labatt 50s?
And here's No Waves again.
So you're playing a pizza party for Taverne Tour. What is that? Does that mean there's going to be pizza
There's going to be free pizza for everyone who shows up as early as possible. It's going to be crazy. Free pizza for anyone.
It's a tradition of Taverne Tour and Analog Addiction that every year they do their pizza show, and it's just like a band's playing and they order like $400 worth of pizza and just pass them around. For this year, we had like they told us like do whatever you want, but the only like request they have is that to deliver the pizza, they want people crowd surfing with the pizzas.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
We're gonna start a food fight.
I feel like for 1 or 2 years, there's not a lot of new bands because of COVID, obviously. And then we see all these kids starting to like coming out. Like I think that's when the reason we wanted to put these bands, because we really want the kids to join the party, because like we're getting old, and I think it's important to like really like continue to like give opportunity to like super like new bands, even they're like just super young, and sometimes it's a bit messy, but it's fine. We like that.
This season of Also Cool Sounds Like is hosted, produced, and edited by me, Aviva Lessard, and Gwen Roley, in collaboration with Also Cool magazine. Shout out to the Also Coolers, Malika Astorga, Zoe Argyropoulos-Hunter, Holly Hiltz, and Rebecca Judd for their editorial support. Our intro music is by Jacob Lessard, and the show's artwork is designed by Vasco Cavallero. Check out the magazine at alsocoolmag.com or on Instagram at alsocoolmag. We'll include a link to Gloin, No Waves, and Frankie Rose's music in the show notes. Don't forget to rate and subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen. If you'd like to be featured on the show or want a recommended artist, email us at podcast@alsocoolmag.com. Thanks for listening!
So we're at Taverne Tour. How does it look, levels wise?
Oh. Say something?
Hello, my name's
pretty
Aviva.
loud.
What makes a festival a festival?
Who are we?
What makes this unique? And what do musicians get out of it? Say it again.
We're here to answer these questions and more.
Could you give me a do, re, mi, fa, so?
Do.
Right?
Me.
Fa. So.
Before.
Okay, one more time.
Do we do do re?
Sure.
Do re.
Me?
Fa.
So.
Okay.
So here we are at Casa. I can't hang up my coat. I have my backpack, but I'm stoked to hang out in my sweater with my gin and tonic and hear Frankie Rose.
Yeah, we're here at Taverne Tour. It's the last night. It's been really fun so far, and great vibe. Lots of people out, and we've walked by a bunch of the venues they're all kind of in the same area. On Saint Laurent, Saint Denis, Mont Royal.
Represent.
What if we all say rhubarb? This is me recording the chatter for Gwen. Rhubarb. Watermelon. Hot potato, cold potato, watermelon.